What is going on, everybody? We are here. We are live. We're only like 2 minutes late, so really, that's basically early for us. It's good morning for me. I don't know what the fuck time it is for Lethal. Afternoon for you weirdos over there on the East Coast.
It's morning.
Oh, yeah. It's like 4:30 in the morning for you?
Yeah.
He hasn't slept since we played Call of Duty.
No, and frankly, I'm pissed off
me.
that I have to be here instead of playing Call of Duty.
Look at your face.
And I stood him up. I stood him up last night because I told him I would get back with him and I'd play some more. And I never called him.
You never fucking did. Jeremy leaves me on scene on my birthday, ditches me to not play Call of Duty. Mark goes full gay and hangs out with women. And Ryan, I don't know, but fuck you too.
Yeah, I was just fucking tired. I couldn't play. But yeah, that's a great introduction. That is Lethal. We also have Mark. Mark's here. What's up, Mark?
You know, just doing gay stuff like hanging out with my girlfriend.
There's nothing gayer than spending time with a woman. That's what I've heard anyway. And we also have Jeremy.
I am here, ready to talk about video games. Speaking of video games, we're going to celebrate the greatness of the Nintendo Switch and how it's breaking sales records. It's the most unstoppable force in the history of video games, much better than any PC you can ever find.
I think we just
need
a pre-recorded segment of Jeremy talking about how Nintendo Switch is breaking sales records, and we could just slip that into like every couple episodes. No one would notice.
It's not happening. This is the last time he knows. It's the last time he's gonna be able to say it because it's like they've like sold the most consoles or something for like 25 straight months or something like that. Is that right?
Yeah.
So it's obviously about to end now that we actually have new consoles.
I don't know about
they
that.
can get their stock together.
I don't know about that because Switch sold more units in Q3 of 2020 than any platform since the DS in 2009. That's fucking insanity. That means it sold more in Q3 of 2020 than any platform since the DS in Q3 of 2009. Like, those are insane numbers. That's 11 years. That is fucking stupid.
But it also listen, I know that there's like still some people that bought PlayStation 4 just to play like Last of Us Part 2 or Ghost of Tsushima. I don't know why anyone would buy an Xbox One. But yeah, there's not going to be any of those selling. I think in Japan it was 7 Xboxes sold last month. So congratulations for you 7 fucking weirdos in Japan that bought Xbox for some reason.
Game Pass is the reason. I made a whole video.
Yeah, it got like 350 views. Good job, buddy.
Yeah, but why would you buy an Xbox One? Like, why would you buy an Xbox One a month before you can buy the Xbox Series S or whatever if you're looking for a cheap one
on Facebook Marketplace for $100.
If you would have went, Mark, if you would have went watch Mojo, Mark has said top 10 reasons why Game Pass is awesome.
I'm not doing that because I respect you all too much.
We don't respect ourselves.
Yeah. That's true.
I have an anime profile picture. I'm like the scum of the earth.
He really is. Fucking anime. Oh my god. Anyway, speaking of anime, we had the launch that we've been talking about for months and months and months finally happened. And now, if you're one of the lucky like 5 people, you were able to buy a PlayStation 5. You were able to buy an Xbox Series X for the people that wanted that. It was interesting. It's always interesting to launch to see what happens, to see if there's any problems. We had the fake, the Xboxes are catching fire, which is really just some dude blowing a vape in the vent. It wasn't real. If you watch that and you thought if you watch it like 5 times and you still thought it was real, you're kind of dumb. There was so much smoke coming out of that thing. It's like impossible.
Also, like electrical fire smoke isn't white.
It's like a blue grayish kind of color, any kind of electrical fire. Yeah. But that being said, I still see it being shared now, so it obviously did trick the right people. What did you got? What were your impressions? Let's go with the first one. Xbox Series X launch, because that was 2 days before PS5. What did you guys see with that? We'll start with Mark.
Are we talking about like the actual hardware and how people are receiving it, or the launch from like a
just bullshit your way through it?
I'm talking about
saying those are different questions. I just don't want to be talking about
I'm talking about the launch, and then we'll get into what your thoughts about the actual console are. Even though
well, in Canada, both of them were train wrecks. Like they essentially did it so that you couldn't buy consoles anywhere except for online. So even though some stores would have them in store on a day, you had to go on the website to actually buy it. And I think just bot programs were running and would just crash the websites. Like the source got crashed. Walmart was crashing left and right. Shoppers Drug Mart wasn't even like properly listing their consoles. It was just saying dead link every time you would try to click on one.
Yeah.
So I don't think that the let's make it so that no one can go into a store and like line up in like a blocked off socially distanced line and buy a console in person. Let's have it all be the internet. It made it so that just people that could write code to have it so that it's constantly DDoS attacking the sites and buying every single unit of stock got all the consoles, and essentially no one in Canada got any unless you pre-ordered it. So that was a disaster. It seems like the impressions from the people that have both systems are pretty good for the most part, barring a few like mishaps like ACG's PS5 overheating. But things like the backwards compatibility on both of them, for the most part, seems great. I think we'll talk about it a little later, but it looks like a Spider-Man remaster doesn't look so great, at least from the pictures I've seen going around Twitter.
That's racist if you have a problem with how it looks. Just saying.
Because
He's not
Peter
talking about
Parker
Miles
will
Morales.
switch to a different white guy.
You're not talking about the Miles Morales one?
No, he's talking about
well,
the remaster of.
I mean,
Spider-Man.
Miles Morales is in both of them.
I wanted to call him a racist. I haven't been like, so you guys know I had no interest in pre-ordering either one of these or trying to even. There was nothing that was pulling me into either one of these game systems. With Halo being delayed for the 10th time it seems like they're competing with Cyberpunk for delays at this point. I just haven't cared either way. I mean, I did go to my local Target, Walmart to see if there happened to be any, but apparently they're not even in stores. It's only an online only thing at this point, correct?
Yeah, because they don't want people grouping together and lining up like that. That's the whole point.
You can line up
fucking
COVID.
Wow.
But
What if I wanted to loot to get one in the name
fine.
of BLM? That's okay,
fine.
right? Then put them in store so I can loot your store in the name of BLM. That's okay. That's acceptable, correct? But yeah, so I really, I haven't tried to go online and purchase one. I've talked to people that, have been sitting there just hitting refresh, and not just you, Ryan. I've talked to other people who, but they're just, hitting refresh. I don't have that passion for either one of these systems at this point. There's nothing that's really pulling me in. I can wait. It's not really a big deal to me to wait. They have not done enough for me as a consumer to kind of really go out of my way to try to get one of these. So
it's definitely like I was totally on board. Like, I don't really care. Now I'm like totally hit with FOMO. I've got the FOMO homo. Like I totally have fear of missing out because I bought Black Ops and I bought Assassin's Creed Valhalla. And I'm like, God, I really want to see how these look on PlayStation 5.
I mean, you have a PC that is more powerful than either of the new systems.
Shut the fuck up, Mark. Shut the fuck up.
I know the specs of your PC. It smokes the PS5 and the Series X.
I don't want to play with a mouse and keyboard.
You don't have. Oh my God.
Yeah. Why would I play with a mouse and keyboard when I have a controller?
Hi.
I don't understand.
Call of Duty, you can play with a mouse and keyboard on console, right? Like it's no different. It's just like even the lobbies are just by input method.
Yeah, but I'm just saying I prefer my controller over a mouse and keyboard, so I would play on a console.
Guess what? Guess what, Mark? On launch day for Black Ops, we were able to play on our consoles. EK couldn't play on his PC, kept getting crashed out of servers, kept having issues for Krista when she was trying to play.
But to be fair, to their credit, the screen saying attempting connect looked really fucking good for them.
That's true. The frame rate on that error screen was top notch.
Well, I mean, once I started playing when I got home from work on Friday, it worked fine, and you
had to wait till Friday. Peasant.
I love messing with Mark about this.
It's pretty easy.
You're upsetting Harley. So close, sweetie.
But yeah, kind of to that point. So with the PlayStation 5, at least, like you really can't get them because they're Walmart did this weird thing where they would restock their online shelves every 3 hours. So at I think it was 12 Eastern, 3 Eastern, 6 Eastern, and 9 Eastern. They did like restocks, but every time it would crash the entire Walmart site. And by the time you got through, it's like, oh, we're out of stock. So just kind of like exactly what Mark was saying. So there's a lot of people that want them that cannot get them right now. What's it been like for you, Lethal? Is the same thing going on in Australia? Do you know?
I have absolutely no idea. I know one person that got a PlayStation 5, but for Xbox, nothing, no idea.
Yeah,
I've been playing Call of Duty. Like that's all I've been doing.
That is all he's been doing. I see people in the chat. I love that they've been trolled. They're like, "You guys don't know you can plug a PlayStation 4 controller."
No, they actually don't. They never. I
Mark.
tell them constantly. They just don't believe me.
Trolling Mark.
Yeah,
Okay.
you dumb motherfuckers.
Con-
You got trolled too.
I also see somebody. There was people like, "Oh, you guys are Xbox haters." What? Like, no.
Last of Us 2 controversy.
Please watch my Game Pass video.
I have a fucking dumbass Xbox sitting right there. I never turn it on because it sucks. But
I have an Xbox
I have one.
Yeah, I have a 1S and a 1X. I sitting and two 360s behind me. Really fucking hate Xbox. I really don't care about either. Like, I don't have loyalty towards PlayStation or Xbox. I'm a Nintendo guy because Nintendo's the best.
Yeah, he is. He's that low. He's not an Xbox guy. He's that low. He's a Nintendo guy. But you know, I do like. I always have liked PlayStation better. I just like. I like playing on their consoles, and I obviously like the games you can get there because console exclusivity. Mark's a big supporter of exclusivity when it comes to software. So you're behind me, right, Mark?
No, not at all.
Oh.
I think that software exclusivity is an excuse to not offer good services and make good hardware. Like, that's it.
Is that a Starbucks cup?
Yes, because it's Call of Duty Day, so I'm being super basic.
Such a deep joke right there. All right, let me get to a couple of these super chats, guys. USSH is that Yush for €5. Thank you very much. Doesn't say anything. Then for another €2, he says, Dude, you gonna love the latest Mandalorian episodes? I thought episode 3 was definitely the best one.
Speaking of Starbuck.
Yeah, speaking of Starbuck. I don't know if we want to get into spoilers for that here, but I think episode 3 was by far the best one.
Yeah.
However, it just further reinforces my entire point that this show is all reliant on who guest stars each and every fucking week.
Some dumb stuff that happens too. They're like, they bust through the doors and they're like, close the doors now. It's like, wait, you're just trying to stop them from getting forward. Why don't you just begin with the doors being closed?
I would also say
how does no one in the room say, hey, wait,
I would also say that Bo-Katan looks really good for being like 60 years old. I'll also say that. So
I still haven't watched it, so I'll get around.
Sorry, I
to
just spoiled it for you.
I don't give a shit.
I tried to be vague about that, but
yeah, I just I don't really care. Like this show, like I just don't care like I want to care like I did for season 1. I don't hate it. I don't think it's terrible. I just think it's kind of boring and doesn't really have a clear direction at this point, and that bothers me. So, but shout out to my buddy Pedro. But I'll probably watch it today.
I'm about 11 episodes behind.
No, you're about 13.
Oh wow.
13. 11. No, it's 11, right?
Yeah,
what?
It's 11.
8 and 3.
11?
Yeah.
Was it 8?
11.
I thought the first one was 10. Was it 8?
No, it was 8.
Okay.
8 half-hour episodes.
Yeah.
The Italian Stallion for $2.99. Thoughts on Mando so far? Episode 3 was awesome. Like I said, I think that episode 3 was definitely the best one of this season so far. I guess I already gave my thoughts. Is that they are highly reliant on who is the guest star, and it's becoming, hey, Mando needs something. This person has what he wants. Won't give it to him until he helps them out with this. Rinse and repeat. So that's fine. If that's what you like, that's fine. I think that, again, Katie Sackhoff looks really good when Bo-Katan is supposed to be nearly 60 years old in Disney canon. But hey, they don't care about that kind of thing, right? Ooh, look, wow, I like her. And I did think Katie Sackhoff was good. Subhuman for $3. Fist bump. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I saw Force Ghost Jeremy comment say that the stream was shadow banned. He couldn't find it except for Twitter. It's possible. I don't really pay attention to YouTube's bullshit. Like, there's nothing we can do about it. We just share the stream if you want to, and like the video, comment on there. We appreciate the support. You know, right now, I get more views on D-Day Cobra than I do Geeks and Gamers, which has over 200-something thousand more subscribers than D-Day Cobra. It's just weird. So
that's true.
But we got a good crowd here. So
all right. So Subhuman with a fist bump. Thank you very much, Subhuman. Appreciate that, man. The super sticker. Pauly D for €2. Timothy Oliphant is one of the coolest cats ever. I agree, Pauly, and I think that's why a lot of people enjoyed that episode, because that charisma is needed, because your main character and Baby Yoda are trash. Pauly D.
Main character for sure. Too. Baby Yoda's awesome. Main character, Pedro, garbage.
I felt so bad that I had to defend Baby Yoda eating eggs. Like, that I had to defend something from that show because fucking the blue hairs were out to get him, out to cancel Baby Yoda for eating eggs. Pauly D for €2. Firefly did the space western better. Really looking forward to Firefly season 2. I can't wait for Firefly season 2. I've been told it's coming. All right, but back to video games a little bit. Now that we got talking about the Mandalorian, do you guys see? Like, for me, it was all about the PlayStation 5 once that launched. Now, again, we've had a couple more days, and that's more recent, I suppose. But 2 days before that, it was all Xbox, and I didn't hear too much hype. I think that is mostly the fact that they don't have any launch titles. Really, the only thing you would have been playing on there is Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and that's pretty much it. What do you guys think of who has momentum right now, Xbox or PS5? We'll start with Lethal.
PlayStation. PlayStation's kicking their ass at the moment, man. Like, just look on Twitter. Just look up, it's being tweeted more. I see a lot of people talking about the size of the thing, though. Apparently, it looks actually bigger than what we all thought it was going to be. It looks huge. But PlayStation, they came out with that Miles Morales game. Obviously, people like Mark want to play Ghost of Tsushima on it, which has sold really, really well, it turns out, which we all knew, but better than we thought. But PlayStation's killing them.
Yeah. What about you, Jeremy?
Well, the discussion is all about PlayStation. Like, I've heard people even talking about the controller. There's like a debate on if the controller is comfortable for long-term gameplay. Have you guys been seeing that? Like,
I did order a controller.
I saw Keemstar do it, but then a lot of people, it created a huge discussion in his comments, and and there were some back and forth, and people were saying, like, and again, you never know what Keemstar's comments, because half the time it's just didn't ask, don't care, or whatever. Like, it's so many trolls, but it did seem like it was creating an interesting conversation between people saying, like, yeah, it's kind of makes your hands uncomfortable after a few hours of gaming or whatever. So I don't know. I mean, the controller looks pretty cool to me. The PlayStation 5 controller looks pretty cool to me. I haven't held one. Has anybody here held one?
I ordered one. It should be here sometime this week, so I'll have some impressions on it next week. I'm just saying that, like, I will be getting hands on one soon, and I'll plug it into my PC because that's a thing you can do.
Are you sure? Has it been confirmed that you can plug in PlayStation 5 controllers to PC?
I'm willing to bet it is.
Okay. Well, Mark, I wouldn't want to speculate on something.
You want to look it up live?
I mean, I would like to have it confirmed. I don't want you speculating. I know you're uncomfortable with that. So,
well, I mean, I'll get a PS5 at some point. So, worst case scenario, I already have a second controller. But I don't know. I wanted to be able to offer some impressions. I was hoping it would be here by now, but it's not. So,
Yeah. Canadian Postal Service.
Yep, that's it. But yeah, so far it does seem like PlayStation seems to be dominating the conversation at this point. More people are seeming to talk about that. And I felt like this was always going to be the case. I feel like Xbox had no momentum going into this next generation. PlayStation had all of it. And it seems like that continues to carry over. So we'll see. And unlike Mark, I like the competition of the consoles. So I want to see all of them thrive and do well, because competition is good for the consumer and the industry. That's how I look at it.
So when it comes to that, though, and I was talking about this on a stream the other day, like you already have like PlayStation, like people buy PlayStation for the exclusives, right? With that big Bethesda purchase, if Microsoft, we're looking in the future here, if they do decide to make all Bethesda games, Xbox and PC only, and then say PlayStation is like, well, fuck it, we need to do something. So they go out and they buy something like WB Games. I'm just throwing it out there. And so now if you ever want to play Batman games or fucking Lord of the Rings games or Harry Potter games, whatever those are, well, now you have to play it on PlayStation. It does create this situation where you have to fucking just own everything if you want to be able to play it, which I understand where Mark's coming from on that, because that's not something I want to necessarily happen.
It's nice for Mark to be right once every few weeks. So
can someone clip that?
Not because you asked like that. Okay, it's so desperate.
It never happens, though. Jeremy just admitted I was right about exclusivity, nonetheless.
I didn't say that.
Kristen,
I just said you were right.
Kristen Nova. Have you found if you lied to us or not yet, Mark? Like Cyberpunk? Kristen Nova.
No, it works on this. It works through Steam. There's just no official driver support from Sony.
Kristen Nova for Canadian $2.79. Is that like a penny in real money? Ryan Simps for Baby Yoda confirmed. I did have to come out and defend the little guy, didn't I?
Sell out.
Yeah.
Bent the knee. He bent the knee.
Listen, if you saw some of the
Ryan
people,
lied to us.
the fucking Jenny Nicholsons, the Trisha Barr, these fucking SJW fucking freaks that were coming after Baby Yoda, you would have to stand for him as well.
I'm making a video about how Ryan lied to us, just like he made a Cyberpunk video. We'll see if I can get ratioed too.
Yeah, good luck. I'll do my part. Space Wolf Blackmane. That's a dangerous. Space Wolf Blackmane is a dangerous name if you're hanging around Dave Filoni. Let me say that. For $5, you guys should check out Genndy Tartakovsky's Primal. It's an adult cartoon show with excellent action, adventure, and style. And season 1 just wrapped up. Lethal,
nice.
You showed me that, didn't you?
I think I showed you the trailer. I haven't seen
the trailer for it.
Yeah.
I love Samurai Jack, so that sounds right up my alley. And
this
OG
is like Clone Wars.
Yeah, OG
not trash Lee Clone Wars, not that stupid one that destroyed continuity, but just Clone Wars. That shit was hardcore.
Clone Wars.
Clone Wars. I'm American.
Grievous is never better than in Clone Wars. Genndy Tartakovsky's Clone Wars. Man, that's a hard name to say.
Ryan, Mark, can you do a full breakdown of top 10 animes?
No,
just speculate
off the top
through
of my head, it would be hard.
Just speculate through it.
I don't know.
Just like Google a top 10 anime list, and
I don't want to Google. I would like to go for my own observations, but I'm
gonna make
Berserk
Mark
1997 Full Metal
Watch
Alchemist
Mojo Mark will
Brotherhood,
happen.
Death
Watch
Note,
Mojo Mark will be part of
Attack on
Geeks
Titan. I like a lot. I don't know.
See,
Cowboy Bebop. Samurai
Top 10.
Champloo.
Mark, there you go.
How many are we up to now?
Mark Wojo.
Okay, I'm out. I'm now totally drawing a blank.
All right. But
extra girl says Sailor Moon. She called an audible for me. Sailor Moon's on the top 10 for sure.
Lethal could give you a top 10 anime.
Oh, yeah, and the Dragon Balls. There's Dragon Ball Z for sure.
Although
it's kind of its own genre almost.
Gamer Bro 18 for £5. Did you hear about Watch Dogs Legion and some journalist who got removed from the game all because she had the wrong opinion on gender identity? I did. I actually made a video about that, about how Ubisoft apologized for having someone that had the wrong opinion as part of a fictional podcast in a fictional game in fictional England. Yes, I did. I did talk about that on my channel. And then Ubisoft had to apologize a couple days later for something that we'll talk about today. Thank you, Gamer Bro. Blue-Eyed Scorpio for $5. AC Valhalla performs like absolute shit on my PlayStation. I wasn't even really interested to begin with, just wanted a new game to play. I have played a little Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I am not impressed with it on PlayStation 4. Not right now, not at this point. So we'll see.
That's him asking you to send him a PlayStation 5. He specifically said he's not impressed with it on PlayStation 4. He's basically saying someone send me a PS5 to his PO box so he can play it on PS5.
I was watching your stream when you were playing it, Ryan, and to me it looked like were their faces like weird? Like
Yeah.
weird shaped?
Yeah, so they're like the game is just not polished in any way, shape, or form. There's some cutscenes that look really good, but then there's other random ones that look just shit. I think I need to play more of it. I need to play more of it to get into actual better combat. I'm only like 2 hours in and fucking still in like tutorial mode, but I'm looking forward to playing more. I like Assassin's Creed. I really liked Assassin's Creed Odyssey, so we'll see what happens with this one. Even though I know a lot of hardcore people didn't like it. Yeah, but thank you, Blue Eyed Scorpio. Pauly D for €10. There are major delays in the post in my country due to the volume of online shopping. Xboxes and PlayStations may arrive well after release date. Is America, Canada, Australia having any issues? I think that I think that things are delayed, and if you buy it now, you might not get it to like the 18th or the 24th or something. So I do think there's a little bit of that going on here.
I have no idea.
Mark's PlayStation controller is obviously delayed.
I think that should be here in like a day or two, but the system's going to be harder to get. Krista was baiting me saying that she could get one, but now I have to meet her in an alley. I think she's going to kill me.
Yeah, what the fuck? I saw
wallet.
Chris had a bunch of boxes of fucking PlayStations. Is that a real picture?
I don't know if those. I don't know if that was. She said something to me about like they had them in stock, but they had them in store, but I think that they were the ones that people had pre-ordered. I don't know if that was a display. If she's in the chat, so, but I haven't again for me, I haven't paid attention to anything US wise in terms of people getting or whatever. I just don't really have interest in either one of these systems right now. So.
Yeah.
True. I did see the picture that Krista posted of a steak cooking on the Xbox.
What? Oh, really? I didn't see that one. That's funny. Venom Snake for $2 looted a PS5. Looted a PS5 in honor of someone who used to live in Minnesota. BLM. Thank you, Venom Snake, for Australian $2.
Mine's cringe. Like, I can't say that.
Pauly D. If you super chat me on my channel, I'll say it all day, but I can't say that here. Pauly D for €5. Exclusivity is lame, but console players like to pledge allegiance, like sports teams. Yeah, that's true, Pauly. That's true.
It is true. It is true.
Sports are fucking badass. So there you go. Yeah. They didn't have any in stock yesterday, but they had things you can buy like controllers and stuff. Yeah, I saw that too. Who gives a fuck about a controller? Why do you have the controller out there if you don't have the damn thing I can play it on?
So you could buy it and plug it into your PC like Mark.
God, that'd be so. Imagine going and buying a PS5 controller just to plug it into your PC.
They work on PS4s as well.
I guess that's true. You don't do that. Don't have haptic feedback though, right? Like
no, because that's on the software end.
Yeah. Hurin the Steadfast for Canadian $5. My favorite part in Mando so far is when Mr. and Mrs. Salander reuniting. The fucking frog ladies, or the frog lady and the frog dude. Yeah, I guess.
So that's supposed to be cute. Salamander.
I'm glad we had 4 more minutes of the 26-minute episode dedicated to the frog people. Aztec 01 for $5. I prefer my Alien Genocide over Easy with hot sauce. Yes.
Fuck, I forgot JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I named my dog after that show on the anime list.
Oh, you're still on that. All right.
Yeah.
Venom Snake for Australian $2. Ryan definitely wears a face diaper outside. Ha ha. Do you mean a mask? I wear a mask where I'm legally required to wear one in my state.
So aggravating. I hate doing it so much.
Which is not inside, even though that's what they're pushing for. Brent Savage for $1.99. What are your thoughts on Destiny 2 Beyond Light?
I have no interest in Destiny. I played the first one, never wanted to play it again.
I know that there was a fucking massive amount of people playing it on Steam. Like an ungodly amount, stuff they haven't had since like the launch. So It seems like a lot of people that are still like there is a lot of people that aren't named Jeremy that are interested in Destiny 2, and the fact that they've committed so much to Destiny 2 and these DLCs that are coming out over the next couple of years instead of making a Destiny 3, I think that got a lot of people kind of reinvested in it that maybe weren't so sure if they wanted to keep going or not. What do you think, Mark?
I used to play a lot of Destiny. Destiny kind of has its audience that it will sort of always have, like kind of like World of Warcraft. It's like a persistent game that people will keep coming back to every now and then. I've been hearing some mixed things about Beyond Light. Apparently, it's a lot of recycled content. There is one new area, but then they bring back the Cosmodrome as well, which was like the original area from Destiny 1. It's got a mixed review on Steam. I think it's like, I forget what it is, like in the 60s or something like that. So people aren't super happy about it. And I don't know. Destiny, I think, needs to kind of get really focused on what their plan is going to be going forward, because it just seems like they can't pump out the amount of content that they need to without a publisher like Activision behind them, like now that they've gone independent, Bungie. So I guess, I don't know, we'll have to wait and see, but my finger isn't really on the pulse of the Destiny community the way it was like 3 years ago. Like I've just kind of tapped out on it.
That's right. I was just asking you to speculate. Thank you. City of Champions for $10. Can't get a PS5 or Xbox. Don't worry, the $400 Atari VCS is coming November 27th. I've got that pre-ordered. Tupac Shakur, what's up, Tupac? Kamala's favorite rapper, $1.99. Love you guys. Happy Saturday. Thank you, Tupac.
Favorite living rapper. That's her favorite living rapper because she's a fucking idiot, and it's Kamala. Okay, we don't Kamala. Say it's Kamala, just like the wrestler back in the day. R.I.P. to Kamala.
Dr. Dr. D. Tudorashe, I don't know why I said doctor. Is AC Valhalla worth a purchase? I don't know, Doctor. I'm not quite sure yet. I'm only about 2 hours into it. I'm not going to recommend that anybody buys it based off that. I need to play it a little more. I have heard some people that are fucking loving it. And to me, I think that there's just a big difference between combat on Ghost of Tsushima and then going straight to combat on that. And it's not meant to be the same. It's not meant to feel the same for sure. But, that game is so smooth, and the battle mechanics or the fighting mechanics are so well done that it's difficult to go back to Assassin's Creed game like that. So maybe that's part of my problem.
That's one thing I noticed when I was watching your stream. It seemed very spammy. Just attack. As the Ghost of Tsushima, there's a lot going on.
Exactly. It really is.
Someone said, Jeremy, are you okay? You seem kind of sickly. Yes, I have the COVID. It's over for me. This is probably the last stream I'll ever be on. So
Jeremy went to a super spreader event because he thought it meant something else.
I almost Hey, I wanted to go to Washington D.C. today. I considered going. But it's a 14-hour drive, so
Extra Girl got surprised by something. What was that?
Extra Girl, you okay? She's okay. Give me a thumbs up.
All right. Well, speaking of video games, why don't we get right into a game that we all actually have played? Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. You guys have been, Lethal's been playing the shit out of it. Jeremy's been playing it every opportunity as well. And I know Mark got into the campaign a little bit last night. What are our thoughts on it? I mean, I think you guys on the bottom are pretty fucking positive about it. Jeremy, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm only played the campaign up to this point. We've all played it a little bit. Even Mark jumped on and played a little bit with us. He was really bad at the multiplayer. He sucked.
I had one really bad game.
No. That was an all-time like fucking 0.14 KD trash round. Like it was.
I was getting just wrecked by kill streak rewards. I was getting like hit by napalm, and then I would spawn and get killed by an RCXD, and then I'd spawn again, and like one guy chucked 2 grenades at me.
He said, this is the worst match of Call of Duty I have ever had.
Yeah, no, like it was actually the worst. I don't remember ever doing that poorly.
He was doing so bad. He was doing so bad. I was doing pretty good, and I got distracted by continuing to look at his stats continue to go down. So then I started doing bad. But
was it as bad as my last round?
It was worse. It was bad.
Well, like what's really great is that came like 2 rounds after I had like a clutch win that like I took out like the entire enemy team in one of the elimination rounds.
He went full Ryan. He went full Ryan. He had a great round and then a terrible round.
Yeah, no.
But no, overall, so far for the multiplayer, I'm loving it. I've always preferred Black Ops over the Modern Warfare side of things. I haven't really been into Call of Duty since Black Ops 2, I think, is the last one I really was invested in. And obviously I played I've played Ghost, I played Black Ops 3, I played Advanced Warfare a little bit, enough to realize I didn't like them. But this game, it feels really good. The mechanics feel really good so far. I like the maps. I like the time period we're set in. The guns are so far, I mean, from what I have unlocked, I'm using the AK-47. The MP5 seems to be the favorite of everyone right now. I don't really want to use the MP5, so hopefully, I don't know if they're going to nerf it or is it OP from your guys' perspective?
They need to nerf the range on it. It's pretty stupidly good from far away, considering that it's a submachine gun.
Okay, so I'm digging it. I really wish that there were a couple of more maps on launch, but we are getting Nuketown in a few weeks, which will be a game changer. So I'm happy with it. Very happy so far.
Well, I've only played multiplayer and I've put like 10 hours into it or so. Pushing like level 46 on it. So I can only comment on multiplayer, but I am really, really digging the way the game plays. I agree with Jeremy. It could have used more maps. I think there's only like 8 or so maps at launch, not including in the big game modes, which I'll touch on in a minute. But only 8 or so maps. I think they're all pretty decent. There's one map called Miami, which I think is just fucking terrible. I hate that map, and that's
Everyone's hating Miami. I like Miami.
I hate having to run through the fucking hotel.
The more I play it, the more I don't like Miami. Miami is a difficult map. I did it first. I liked it, but the more I played it, I really don't like that map.
It's got a cool look, but I don't like playing it.
I was in threads today and people were like, oh, what's the worst Call of Duty map? Is it Miami or Piccadilly? And I'm like, those two aren't even in the same ballpark for me. Like, I think Miami is way better than Piccadilly. Piccadilly's trash.
I do hate Piccadilly as well.
The guns so far, I've used a few of them. I've kind of just stuck to like 3 or 4 that I'm really liking so far, and it seems fairly balanced for the most part. I've noticed that a lot of the shooting in this game tends to be medium range, so you don't really see a whole lot of LMGs, which is where you think they'd be very prominent, but no one seems to be running them. I'm already starting to see a meta in this game. I do think there could have been a few more operators. I've seen some people talk about that. That doesn't really bother me because it's first person. But yep, whatever. Sniper rifles, maybe a tad OP. I do like the fact that they've nerfed the sliding range from the beta. Overall, I think it's actually a better multiplayer than Modern Warfare. I don't know if you guys have played the Dirty Bomb mode yet. Have any of you tried that?
No, not yet.
It's awesome. It's kind of Warzone-esque, except there's like 6 teams, I believe, 6 teams of 4, and you're going around the map opening crates, just like in Warzone, except you're collecting uranium, and you want to put uranium into the Dirty Bomb and then detonate it, and that's how you score points and all that. So there's like 5 teams fighting you to do that, and as you detonate them, it covers that part of the map in like a nuclear gas, so you can't be near it, so the map just gets shorter and shorter instead of like a circle closing in on you. So I really like that. That's really cool. I think the map design for the most part is definitely a lot better than Modern Warfare's maps. Modern Warfare's maps, they seem to just kind of just put shit together and just throw it in there and, let you run amok. Whereas this one seems more made almost like competitive moments because there's all like key points you got to hold. And I just don't think that was prominent in Modern Warfare, like at all. Definitely needs more guns though. I am disappointed in how many guns are at launch. I would take more guns over more maps. I'm very happy with the prestige system. It seems like there's a lot to go through and all that. I'm really, really, really digging the multiplayer.
I could never talk for as long as Lethal talks about Call of Duty. I'm just like, I run out and I shoot shit, and then I get shot. But yeah, it is like I think that for me, it just seems faster. The maps seem a little bit smaller and less complex. And
Which
really
is a good thing.
Yeah, and you're just getting more action. It's basically what it feels like to me. I'd be interested if we ran like 2 hours straight of just TDM, or yeah, probably just TDM on Modern Warfare, and then we ran 2 hours straight to see how many matches we could get through on Black Ops, because I think you'd get through them a lot quicker than you do on Modern Warfare.
Absolutely.
I just think there's more action. So
Modern Warfare promoted camping, like it encouraged you to camp, whereas Call of Duty Cold War, they got this thing on the map where it's trying to push you towards where the action is, but it has like a little glint when there's like a new respawn, so that way you're constantly going out and engaging. There's a new game mode called Control. I love Control. That's my favorite new game mode. That's the one where you have 30 respawns and you take turns alternating between attacking 2 points and defending 2 points. That's awesome. I love that mode.
Yeah, I mean, I think the overall thing that I'm happy about, I'm just happy that we've gotten back to basics with Call of Duty, and we've stopped with the whole futuristic bullshit. And I mean, I was worried we were going to be heading into like a Fast and Furious phase where they were going to just take us to fucking space and
Well, they did that.
Well, yeah, they did, but I mean, like with dinosaurs and
They've
everything.
actually gone
like,
to space a couple times in Call of Duty.
But what I'm saying is take us there with dinosaurs and because Fast and Furious is going to space and they're going to add dinosaurs. That is happening, and if it doesn't, they're not doing it right. But Call of Duty was just getting so far away from the base of what has made it, so great all these years. And with Modern Warfare, and I like Modern Warfare a lot. I'm not really the biggest Warzone guy. But just the actual multiplayer aspect of it, I'm a big fan of Modern Warfare, the latest one. And it kind of brings us back to those days of Modern Warfare 1 and 2 and Black Ops 1 and 2. Just give me firing range and summit. Wasn't firing range on Black Ops 4? I didn't really play 4.
I kind of forget all of the maps in Black Ops 4. And I actually played it not too long ago to get some footage for the November new release video. But,
it was definitely, I think it was actually.
I think Fire Range was in there, but I just didn't I didn't play the game very much at all. Like I didn't like it. I didn't like how it felt.
I hated the operator thing. I fucking hated like the hero. Yeah, I fucking hated the little fucking Overwatch shit. I hated it. I thought it was dumb as fucking Call of Duty. It didn't work. I'm glad they got rid of that shit.
Yeah,
great.
I see. Soy based Jeremy. Wait, Fast and Furious is adding dinosaurs. No, I'm saying they should. That's
actually Star Wars: The High Republic.
Jeremy's point was actually it's oddly structured because he's saying that would be the stupidest thing ever, but that if they don't do it, they're not doing it right. So
well, I mean, because it just continues to get stupider and stupider at this point. And I like the Fast and Furious movies, but they are so stupid.
It really should have ended with 7. Like Paul Walker's death should have been the end of the series. They never should have gone for 8. At least
the sequel should have just been that fucking like 20-second clip of the car as they start playing the music. That car driving in the hubcap leaves or the tire, whatever the fuck it is, just rolls down the exit. That's what it should have been. That's all I needed. Fat Steven Seagal beat up a Pedro for Canadian $2. Where's the non-binary super chat option?
Not a bad segue to get to the campaign
right now. And I do see those other super chats. We will get to them in a second, guys. But Mark is the only person that's played the campaign that I know of. Mark, what gender did you choose?
He's the only person that's played the campaign. Period. The only person on the planet.
And I think I'm almost finished it too. I actually the last mission I played was called Desperate Measures, and it might be one of the best Call of Duty missions, like in any of the Call of Duty games. It's got a lot of variety to it. There's a lot of flexibility in the way you can approach the objectives. The first 3/4 of the mission, you don't even have a gun, never mind fire one. It's just like doing like Cold War spy shit. And then the last third of the mission is just like all out gunfights, and it's pretty crazy. So I guess to sum that up, I've been really enjoying the actual missions themselves. The controversy point, having the option to play as a non-binary character is a little silly. I'd say it's probably the most charitable thing to say about it. It's really just a couple missions into, you have 2 missions where you're playing as Mason, who's the protagonist of Black Ops 1, and he's in Black Ops 2 a bit too. And then you are given the option to create your character, whose code name is Belle. You choose the skin color, a name, and a gender. And that's pretty much the only things you pick. And then you pick a couple perks like fast reload and things like that you can do. You don't ever see the character, though. The character doesn't ever speak. It's really just the only reason you're even picking a gender is because you're basically choosing the pronouns that they're referred to. Because sometimes they'll say he's the best at this or she's the best at this, or I'm assuming they are the best at that.
That's true. Yeah, they will use they them pronouns if you choose non-binary.
Yeah, if this was Modern Warfare, as much as it's like a little bit silly, I would like not really have any kind of issue with it at all, because it's like, okay, whatever, you want to be a non-binary soldier in a Modern Warfare game, it's 2020, so sure. But it's only weird in this game because the first mission where you play as Belle is a flashback to like a boots on the ground mission in the Vietnam War where you're fighting alongside the American army. So it's just like, so it's the guy then.
Yes, imagine anyone in fucking Vietnam using they them pronouns. It wouldn't have fucking happened.
Never mind that. Like, let's take the non-binary thing out of the equation at all. It wouldn't be a woman. Like, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that it's like you can't play as a woman in a video game because we're toxic men. Like, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying in the American military in 1961, you would not have women fighting in that war. Like, that just wouldn't happen. But like, I don't know. I think it wouldn't be as big of an issue if they did this for Modern Warfare. But Modern Warfare, they actually had like authored characters. Like, you play as Gaz, you play as Alex, and you play as Farah. And they're characters with personalities, with voice acting, with their own motivations. No one had a problem with playing with any of those characters. At least I don't think anyone did. I think the bigger downside to the way they do the player character in Cold War is that the character is just nothing. Like, it has no personality. There's nothing to he, her, or them. It's just like there's times where Adler, who's kind of like your CIA handler, will look at you and go like, you're the best at this, and talk directly to you. But then once actual story cinematics are happening, it's like you're a fly on the wall. You can kind of move around the room and look at people, but no one addresses you at all because you have nothing to do with the story. And I think that does hurt the narrative a bit. Like, but other than that, it's not really like, I mean, like, I see people saying, oh yeah, it's an SJW. It's not really like there's nothing really to it. It's just the pronouns they will use to refer to you in passing. But the bigger problem, I think, is that they're not really referring or interacting with your character all that much in general. One thing that is kind of neat, though, is you have some dialogue choices, almost like a CRPG at times. You can try to like persuade people to do things, and those segments are pretty neat. It adds a bit of variety. There are definitely choices you can make that affect the story. I think that's pretty cool, too. I'm going to be going over a lot of this stuff in the campaign review that I'm going to be working on for this week. But overall, though, I do like the game. The pronoun stuff is silly, but it doesn't really hurt it at all. So I think it might be a bit of an overreaction if you were looking forward to playing this game and you're like, well, no, they're doing something politically I disagree with, so boycott. Like, it's not really that. There's not that much to it. I don't think it's worth like dying on a hill for. But at the same time, it's like a pretty short campaign. So if you're only a single player gamer, I don't think it's worth buying this game for full price. But if you're going to play in the multiplayer, I think overall it's a pretty good package.
I agree with Mark.
Yeah. Jeremy, what do you have to say?
I mean, we talked about this last night a little bit when we were playing offline. And yeah, in isolation, no, it's not a big deal in isolation. But when you start looking at the bigger picture, it's the beginning elements of going down this road. And when you start going down this road, it's going to fuck shit up. You're never going to make these motherfuckers happy. They're going to fucking bitch and whine and be offended by everything. And it's a snowball effect. And like I made the point of Rey in The Force Awakens, and how at the time I remember like being like, man, why this whole thing about Finn holding her hand and how she's like, oh, I'm a woman. It's like, that's kind of annoying, but no big deal. Yeah. 2 films later, it's like, fuck all men. Women are the greatest people ever in the history of existence. The Force is female. The beginning elements were there. And I just didn't really see where we're heading. And once you pander to this fucking crowd, they will never be happy. And you're always going to be chasing the next thing that they're offended by. And now that they're involved in any capacity, you're fucked. So in isolation, no, not a big deal. But the bigger picture is you're going down this road and you're fucking up. That's the problem.
Yeah. And let's just take this example. This is an article by PC Gamer. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War campaign gets a, quote, non-binary gender option in response to early criticism. Because you remember back when we talked about this, they were going to have a classified option where that you wouldn't have specific gendered pronouns.
Seriously? That was actually my idea.
Well, they kept that.
I came to that organically, but didn't remember that was a thing, apparently. I thought that would have worked better if they just let you pick like redacted or something, because you pick it on a file with a bunch of black marks on it anyways. So if they just had it so that you could pick a black line and then they would use the they them pronouns, I thought that would have made a bit more sense.
Right, but that wasn't doing enough service to non-binary people, Mark, as described here. The usual male-female options are there, as well as the non-binary option. Characters will refer to the player with the proper they-them pronouns in voice and text throughout the campaign because of all those criticisms they got, because originally it was just supposed to be classified, and then male and female. That explanation didn't cut it. Obscuring such a fundamental trait beneath black bars implies that all non-binary gender identities are something to hide. That'll sting for any LGBTQ person seeking representation and equality. So they took the feedback seriously.
I mean, then, the CIA in 1981, I'm not sure how out and proud the non-binary people were.
But then look at this. This is a fucking thing celebrating the fact that they did this in the same article. Even so, the change highlights the messy collision of identity politics and Call of Duty's rose-tinted treatment of U.S. history. Is the addition of a non-binary gender option something to celebrate in a game where Ronald Reagan, whose administration reverts to the AIDS epidemic as the gay plague, begs you to do war crimes for him? So that's what it's all about. These people, Call of Duty, Activision, these people will never fucking buy your games. They hate everything that it represents. They hate the fact that it glorifies the military. They hate the fact that the United States is observed as the good guy in this shit. Look at all these responses. This is when we first found out that they were going to be non-binary options.
I do like F to sell missiles to Iran, though.
That is fucking funny.
It's funny. It's funny, but it highlights the fact that these people, now that you give them a non-binary option, now they're just going to bitch about the fact that you're doing war crimes.
Yes. Yes. They're never happy. They're never fucking happy, and they're never going to be happy.
Yeah.
I am kind of looking forward to playing as a non-binary CIA operative that's committing war crimes. That sounds fucking awesome to me.
Genocide, but make it inclusive, right? Gonna murder commies in Call of Duty as a non-binary character.
Yes.
I mean, look out, Mark.
Not a communist. Actually, one of the things that I've really been enjoying about Cold War is murdering all the communists. Safely.
Yeah. So, and that's exactly what Jeremy was saying, that it doesn't matter if you include this, they will find something else. And once you bend the knee, you better get used to being on your fucking knees. It's what we say with Ubisoft all the time that we're going to talk about later as well. But I just think it's a joke. Ultimately, I think that choice is a good thing in a video game, as long as it makes sense. Having a non-binary character serving in the United States military, in the 60s, or even having non-binary people openly existing, that's fucking not real. It's not real life. You're putting your current day bullshit and putting it into a game that is loosely based on, the historic events that happened. I think it is dumb. I think it is fucking stupid. If you need yourself to be perfectly represented in a video game, you're never going to find that. You're never going to find it, be happy. There's not a character in video games that represents me. There's not someone who's my same height, my same weight, makes all the same choices, believes all the same things I believe. That person doesn't fucking exist, and it never will. So stop bitching about it. Just play the fucking game.
Well, again, though,
I get you. It's dumb. It's fucking dumb, but you're going to have to do something a hell of a lot harder than that to ruin a game for me.
Oh yeah,
but it's not. But it's not about ruining this game. It's about how it's going to ruin future games. If they continue to go down this road, you're only going to you're chasing something that can never be accomplished. They will always be offended. And the beginning phases of a social justice pandering is it's a path that will only lead you down somewhere that you're never going to satisfy this crowd. And it will only upset the crowd that supports your game.
These people are only good for memeing. Apart from that, they're just white noise to me. It's just in the background. I meme them, I laugh at them. That's about it. So I don't really pay a whole lot of attention to these people. I think they're fucking retards that need to. Oh, I'm not allowed to say that, am I?
Well, they are, and I wish that's the attitude that these companies had. These companies need to ignore them, and because nobody, we've all grown up playing video games. When we're complaining about video games, we're complaining about video games. Nobody has ever, no real gamer, actual person that supports this thing has ever complained about not being properly represented in a fucking create a character fucking game. Like, it's just fucking stupid. It's the dumbest thing ever. And anybody that's complaining about that, they're not interested in video games. They're interested in ruining something that other people like. They're social justice weirdos. So,
yeah,
I'll probably make a video. I'll probably make a video about this. I'll probably, take that article. I'll get that article that Ryan shared and talk about it because it is unbelievable. But
it's fucking dumb, and it comes to me like it's written by someone that's equally as dumb.
Yeah. Let's.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, that, like you said, Lethal, I'm still going to play Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. And I'm also going to make fun of the fact that they did this, like I did in my video yesterday. So it's bullshit. But
Zan, I don't know what you said, but Google's the one that took your fucking comment down, and you guys got to understand, like whatever you say, they're watching. So it just says Google deleted by Google moderator team, so that means they're watching. So
Google moderator.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
they're talking about the non-binaries in Call of Duty.
Yeah.
What does this mean for zombies? Are zombies genders or?
I'm not sure how Zan's got deleted and Venom's takes didn't.
Yeah,
but all right. What's that, Lethal?
What does this mean for zombies? Like, are they non-binary?
You have to ask their pronouns before you shoot them in the head.
See, that doesn't appeal to me as much as non-binary people committing war crimes. That just has a better ring to it.
I'll get their hands dirty too. Literally get their hands dirty. But let me catch up with these super chats, guys. Geeky Pixie for $2. AC Valhalla is very hack and slash. Yeah, it is. Now, they did introduce a stamina function, which I've never seen in Assassin's Creed before. So there's a stamina feature that, if you run out of stamina, whether you're blocking or you're missing attacks, to get serious consequences. So we'll see what happens there. Timon FLP for $5. Skill Up Tor Valhalla, a new one, called it a waste of time. Yeah, he fucking wrecked AC Valhalla. But there's a lot of people, despite that, who are seemingly to have an enjoyable time with it, that think it's better than Odyssey. So there's definitely some different opinions out there. I guess I'll play through more of it and let you guys know. Makita Gut for $5. Would you guys consider making a vid on PC gaming? Never.
That's all I do.
So requirements, games, culture, etc. It is popular and new for many. Enjoying the content. Great job. So there you go, Mark. You need to convert these console peasants. That's what your next video needs to be.
The vast majority of my videos, like my footage, I generally will play the PC version of a game if it's available, because it's not only does it run better on my PC than on consoles, but the footage actually looks better because it's easier to capture. Instead of running through a capture card, I can just do it directly from my computer itself. As far as things like requirements, the only time I ever talked about that was in one of the Cyberpunk Night City Wire videos I did, talking about Cyberpunk's requirements. Going in depth would be tricky without having like 6 rigs to test things on, because then I could be like, oh, if you're using this type of intel,
you fucking late,
Mark. I think what he's asking for is for you, like for people who are new to PC gaming, like the advantages of it, and some recommendations for if they're looking to do something. That's what he's asking for.
Okay. I could probably make one of those like over the Christmas break.
He's definitely going to make one. It's going to get 732 views. It's going to be great.
Top 10 reasons to become a PC master or become part of the PC master.
Griffin Gaming's got a really good video on.
We want a video.
I'm just saying that if you want one of those in the meantime, because I can't just snap my fingers and make a video in an hour like Ryan does. I actually write scripts and edit and put together.
The worst YouTuber.
I edit.
Yeah, editing your logo to the front of the video isn't editing, Ryan.
I have to edit. I have to open up editing.
If you can do it on your phone, it's not editing. Fuck you all.
Well, that's Jeremy. I don't use my phone. That's Jeremy. Jeremy's got this fucking cool ass PC that he fucking does everything on his phone. He literally records on his computer, guys, and he fucking exports the video to his phone so he can edit it on his phone and then uploads it to YouTube.
Like a fucking man.
Oh God. So thank you, Makita Gut, for that super chat. To Tim 505 for $2. You believe the rumors that Xbox is going to buy Sega? I don't know.
I doubt it.
I think Nintendo's
mean,
better. It would be better to buy Sega if anybody was going to. So
the precedent is probably Yakuza, because Yakuza Like a Dragon came out on Xbox like 6 months, I think, before PS4. So that might be leaning people to believe, oh, looks like Microsoft's talking to Sega, because Yakuza is kind of the big Sega series right now. That and Sonic, obviously.
I thought it was funny how you said Yakuza and then you said Yakuza.
I kind of pronounced it.
The very next word was different pronunciation. I like that.
I think I tend to say Yakuza when I'm saying it in a sentence as the title of a game, and Yakuza if I'm saying it singularly. But I don't know. I mean, I don't speak Japanese, so either way, I'm pronouncing it like a Canadian guy. So if you're gonna criticize the like accuracy of my Japanese pronunciation, my answer is yeah. I know. I don't know how to pronounce it exactly perfectly, so that's that.
At least Jeremy mispronounces things the same way. He's consistent. He says electoral college.
Electoral college.
I always know what he's going to say.
Yep.
Waldemar.
Do you know what I'm going to say?
Something sexist, I assume.
Probably.
Yeah, my man. He gets it.
Yeah. Waldemar Rodriguez for $5. Did you hear about the Miles Morales BLM suit and side quest nonsense in the new game? Love the podcast. Well, thanks for hanging out with us, Waldemar. I appreciate that. Yeah, I heard that there is a side quest in Miles Morales. We can unlock basically this Black Lives Matter mural or something. But I haven't. I saw Greg Miller, the cuck, post something about that. Like after he completed the mission, he was really proud of himself because he had done his part to fight racism.
Greg Miller, a mural in a video game.
Greg Miller makes Daniel Kibblesmith look like an alpha male at this point. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. Greg Miller is pathetic.
I always go back to that clip of that girl trying to kiss Kibblesmith, and then I don't know. I think there's an argument to be had there, Jeremy.
I feel like in that case, you're gonna have two guys who are begging to be the one that gets pegged, right? That's what that is right there. Oh, here it is. I'll share it real quick. Greg Miller, nice profile picture, but he did post this. Boom, there you go. So this is the suit. The suit. I mean, the suit looks dope. I mean, the yellow and black looks dope. But yeah, so I don't know exactly what you have to do. I don't know if you just have to
steal Nikes.
Yeah, you just have to steal Nikes to unlock it. I'm not sure.
Oh, I was about to say it's not just like in the game world.
No, you have to do a side quest to unlock this shit, I guess. So again. Yeah, I don't know if I can break into a Target. I'm not sure. So we'll find out, I guess.
Steals everything a spider can.
I've actually heard that the game is really fucking good, even if it is not quite a lot of experience.
A lot of people have been hyping up, saying it was a really good game. So,
well, I mean, like the first one was fucking awesome, man. So I think it's a safe bet that it was going to be good.
Yeah.
I think the issue just comes down to the price of the game and the length of the game. It's just not justifiable for me.
Yeah, it always comes down to length.
Swift Raptor says, Geeks and Gamers, come on, let's hear how all you so-called gamers happy with Sony listening to your toxic gamer chat. We use fucking Discord is what we do. So we're not fucking retards.
And if you actually looked into it, you'd know that story was kind of blown out of proportion a bit.
Yep.
Yeah, it was. Ironically, stupid people online are stupid. Now, whether I think that anytime we speak over anything, everyone is listening. That's basically how I live my life, and I would recommend that's how you live yours, because regardless of whether it's Discord, regardless of whether it was PlayStation voice chat before, whether you're making a phone call, people are fucking listening. That's just the bottom line, how it is.
Or more accurately, algorithms are listening.
Yeah.
Al Gore.
I'll always be mindful.
It's an
of how many
inconvenient
Game
truth
Awards
that
streams-
algorithms are listening.
I've just considered the fact that Mark Zuckerberg is listening to everything and he's jerking off to my conversations. That's once you accept that, pretty much nothing bothers you.
And we just saw Mark Zuckerberg out there paddleboarding. His face was just covered in that white sunscreen. That was not sunscreen, guys. That was him right after he got done listening to Jeremy. So
That was
Venom Snake for Australian $2. Call of Duty is pandering to 0.01% of the population. It may be less than that, honestly. But yeah, thank you, Venom Snake.
But the counter to that is they're putting a lot of stuff like the maps. They took a lot of the feedback from Modern Warfare and made the maps better that people wanted. So they're pandering to Call of Duty players as well.
Yeah. I think the non-Baron option is fucking dumb to put in there, but it's not.
Retarded.
Yeah, but it's not gonna make me not buy it.
I said it again.
Lethal Lightning's on a Game Reward streak today.
That's the right one though. Fat Steven Seagal beat up a Pedro, Canadian $2. I disagree. Jeremy isn't repping canceled enough. Angelus Draven for $10. So we already had Ryan and Lethal on Le Gaming Lounge. When are we going to get Jeremy and Mark on the show with Kai, Culture, and myself? Yeah, thank you, Angelus. Yeah, I was on Le Culture Game or Le Gaming Lounge with those guys. Talk a little bit about the PS5 release. It was fun being on there, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, good people. Definitely worth watching.
Give me some notice and I'll hop on.
There you go. Ryan for $5. Good name. It's the Electrical Xbox Fire College. The Electrical Xbox Fire College. Yeah, when that came out, people were talking, even in our chat, was it real or not? And I said, I don't think it is. And it turns out it was all fucking bullshit.
It was someone blowing vape smoke into the intake vent of the Xbox One X and apparently, or Xbox Series X, sorry, even I'm messing it up. And it gloriously billows it out the top, but can also float a ping pong ball, which looks pretty cool as well.
That does look cool, that.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if you're gonna buy a console, it might as be the one that can hover a ping pong ball in front of you while you play it.
The backwards compatibility, I think, would be the reason to get a Series X over a PS5 if you want to be able to play like 360 games. Though are pretty good, and you can actually run them better.
Kate says Ryan spends more time on his hair than working on his videos.
I believe that.
That's not even true.
Wear the hat.
I woke up. I haven't even done anything other than run my hands through it. So yeah, that's a fucking lie, sir. And I recorded a video this morning, but I didn't even get through editing it because I did have to edit it, Mark. And so we're doing this, so it'll be up afterwards.
I do a lot of editing on my videos. Adding that intro and outro and clipping that first part where I'm like picking my nose to get that out. Like that's a very important aspect of my editing process. Okay.
Everyone watch their next videos and count how many cuts mid-video they actually use.
None.
Jeremy's is none. Jeremy's is none. Mine's is typically 2 or 3 because usually I say a word that's not allowed on the internet. So I have to cut it out.
So just between us and the 650 people here, that's it. But if I ever have to do a jump cut, I usually overlay an image and then do the cut. That way you don't know that I do the cut.
That is the way to do it.
Yeah,
it doesn't fucking matter. Like,
overlaying the image though is a cut like that.
Especially if you're doing this, if you're like sharing your screen and you're small. I don't give a fuck about the cuts. Most people are just listening to it anyway. I think. That's all I watch YouTube videos. I listen. Pauly D. Oh, sorry, Demageni for $2. Hey fellas, come swing by on my birthday, the 29th. Thank you, Demageni. I did actually see the DM from you. I'll get back to you, man. I appreciate that. Appreciate the invite. Pauly D for €5. An issue with the reviews for games that show support for causes is the journalists are compelled to give good reviews regardless of actual quality. That is true.
That's true, man.
That is 100% true, Pauly. And yeah, that is one of the problems with games journalism in general is they feel the need to fucking if they get pandered to give it a good review, like we saw with The Last of Us Part 2.
Yep.
Redeem
As you can clearly tell, the way Miles Morales jumps off that building is just filled with the typical swagger that you see on your common Black American teenager.
It gives you goosebumps. The other end of that coin, though, that I think we do have to be mindful of, and like even people that watch like reviews from people like us or anyone else in like our kind of sphere of YouTube, is don't expect us to rate a game poorly because it has a political thing that we don't necessarily agree with in it. Because I always kind of approach things that those things should be looked at as if you have no opinion on them. Take, for example, I mean, we were talking about the non-binary option in Cold War. Like, I'm not going to be like, well, this game's got a good campaign and like that Desperate Measures mission is really solid, but it sucks because you can pick non-binary. Like that would be dishonest game journalism from like the other side of the fence. Like, you shouldn't let your personal opinion on things affect how you analyze the actual game itself.
Mark's such a good gamer guy.
I try to be, like, you know.
Yeah, I personally say fuck them. You know, if it bothers you, tell them to go fuck themselves.
There you go. Simple words from a simple man. Redeem the shoot.
One thing I wanted to bring up. I see you, chat. I see you talking about Titanfall's greatness, and that it's on Game Pass. And Titanfall 2 is the GOAT. We need to establish that every podcast. So there's the counter. I have mentioned Titanfall 2, as I will always mention Titanfall 2, because Titanfall 2 is the greatest. All right, go ahead.
Game Pass got a couple of good things, too. Final Fantasy VIII just popped up there.
Redeem Nashoot for, I think this is Czech. I don't know what that is. 50 something, but we really appreciate the super chat, reading comments, etc. I would suggest you call yourself the Angry Jeremy Show.
Angry Joe might have an issue with that.
Not when I'm talking Titanfall 2. Oh, Angry Joe would have a problem just because I'm a Trump supporter. So he'd start crying himself to sleep. So
Mandy Kervisius for $5, just dropping by to give you guys a like and say, I love you, Jeremy. Can't stay around. I'm in a hospital room. Well, thank you for the super chat, Mandy. I hope you're not in the hospital room because you're hurt, but whatever you're in there for, I hope it gets better.
Yep.
I won't hold it against you that you said I love you, Jeremy. Just kind of
Ryan says that every other day on the phone. It gets awkward at times, but
I don't.
I haven't
even talked to Jeremy on the phone in like 2 days, so I feel like he's just forgotten about me.
Wow, you're basically broken up.
Ryan, look what got added to Game Pass.
We fucking talked yesterday at 2:30, fucker.
Dead center of the screen.
Nah, get that shit off right now.
Oh God.
Broforce is on Game Pass, everybody.
This is what Ryan. This is like we talked yesterday at 2:30 for 18 minutes, and
no, we didn't.
Bullshit! Look at the fucking call log, fucker.
No, we November 12th. You mean? November 12th, you dumb motherfucker. You don't even know your days. That's 2 days ago, not yesterday. Yeah, that's what I fucking thought. Miss Martin Muses with a 99-cent super sticker with a rose. Thank you. And I'm still sharing your screen. I don't know if you know. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just crawling through the Game Pass games. If you would like to learn more about Game Pass, I did make a video.
He's from Canada. He's not going to pull up any porn, so you don't have to worry about it. So
we don't have porn in Canada. We're wholesome.
Right.
Snake says suddenly Game Pass isn't that great of a deal.
Yeah.
This extra girl's face when I said
itself.
What other kind of eyes can extra? Well, never mind. I won't say it. I won't go there.
Oh my God.
Polly D for €2. And thank you, Teresa, for the super sticker. We appreciate you being here. Polly D for €2. Jeremy doesn't need to edit. He's a one-take maestro.
For the most part, yes. I'd say 98% of my videos are one take. Not just low quality, turn on OBS, bitch about Star Wars, upload, get some views. That's it. So
yeah. Or about politics.
Yes.
Yeah, I made a video this morning about some bullshit articles that were coming out about Zack Snyder's what Zack Snyder said. So
4
I got
minutes.
Yeah, it's so stupid. We'll talk about that another time. Though.
Andy here.
Geeky Pixie for $2. It's okay, Jeremy. I don't count Friday the 13th either.
Get old Friday the 13th. I didn't even realize it was Friday the 13th till Krista was playing the game on Twitch. And I was like, why the hell is she playing Friday the 13th?
Why does Krista keep playing horror games? She gets so scared by them.
I know it. By the way, go subscribe to her Dragon Ball channel. I saw people talk about Dragon Ball Z in the chat. She's almost at 1,000. I think she's at like 900 and something. So if you guys are into Dragon Ball, go subscribe to Dragon Ball Chick. Get her up to 1,000. She's almost there.
Yeah. Do it. Now, speaking of video games, and we've talked a little bit about Assassin's Creed Valhalla over the past couple of days, or over the course of the stream, and I've played a little bit. I think it's okay. I don't think that it's the best thing in the world. Fuck, did they get rid of that? Someone delete their chat? All right. Sorry, I got distracted by something. We talked a little about Assassin's Creed Valhalla, but Ubisoft, in typical fashion...
You haven't said speaking of video games.
I already did say it.
No, I haven't heard it once.
I fucking said it
He did
twice.
for this segment here.
No, hasn't.
Go to the tape.
No.
Yeah, you're a fucking
Mark
liar.
Mark takes everything way too seriously. Mark, trolling, it's what we do on this show. Do you not understand that?
Jeremy, autism, it's what I might have.
That was good. Just when you think Mark doesn't fucking get it.
All right, so
totally redeemed himself.
That's true. Why is everyone says I look like Ryan Johnson with a beard? That's what everyone is saying.
Kind of do, man. I've been wanting to tell you for a few days, but
Head's not nearly round enough.
Yeah,
I got to. We got to think about some decisions around here.
I have this urge to like try and put you in a hoop.
Yeah, I apologize to the audience. This has turned out to be a really bad decision to bring Ryan on now.
Well, speaking of video games and speaking of apologizing, Ubisoft has done so yet again for something absolutely fucking stupid. Take a look at this person. I don't know. I think it's they, them pronouns. I don't know what they used to be or are now, but Courtney Craven. Something weird is going on with their account too. It says that I have 0 following. That's not true. I didn't include this in my hashtag Assassin's Creed Valhalla impressions piece, but it's equally important to address. This is a character description in the game. It's absolutely unacceptable to talk about facial differences this way. Writers for games and otherwise need to do better. And it says this is a character description for a person. Horribly burned in a childhood accident, Ephraim is terrified someone will see her disfigured face. She relives her fury with bursts of violence. All right, so that's what Courtney Craven, tweeted out there. She also followed up, girlfriend who is a burn victim and spent many years ashamed of her scars. Sounds like the exact thing the person in the game is going through, was sitting beside me when I came upon this bit in the game, and the look on her face. I was embarrassed that this was her impression of this industry I love so much.
I'll take 500 for something that never happened.
Yeah, this is a classic. This is as classic of a social justice warrior situation as we've ever seen. They always take something that did not happen, invent it to push their nonsensical narrative. They fucking do this all the fucking time. They do it constantly, and Lethal's on point. It didn't fucking happen. Fucking hell, these people, man. God damn it.
I criticize Jedi Fallen Order for not having amputations.
That's true. So,
Mark, you going, Ryan?
I was just going to say, obviously, this shit got ratioed the fuck out of it. But one person came in and agreed with them. And it happens to be Assassin's Creed. Thank you so much for pointing this out. We apologize for unintentionally reinforcing ableism through this language. We will remove this language in an upcoming update.
Good.
Bruh. Literally one person. One fucking person. I want to go tweet at them now and make some shit up. But Mark, how do you feel? Like, you're an amputee.
Comfortable with anyone calling me a cripple if they want to. It's fine. Okay. I literally am. It's okay. It's not going to make me be like, oh, they called this amputee a cripple. They're differently abled, good sir. not buying game like I ever was going to and begin with. Like I don't know, I just don't get it. Like to act like a horrible thing that happened to you, which being a burn victim as a child, even if it's a thing that you've embraced, it's still a horrible thing that happened to you. Me losing my leg was a horrible thing that happened to me. I'm not going to be like, well, it's part of who I am now, so it's therefore my identity. And if you don't say that it's fabulous and wonderful that I have a leg amputation, then you're being like prejudiced against me. I would never say that because I would love to have 2 human legs. That would be awesome. But I don't know. I get so bothered when people use horrible things that happen to you by chance or by accident as things that people are supposed to act like are good things because they're who you are now.
Yeah.
Or that they're supposed to tippy toe, no offense, Mark, around it.
That's funny. Say tippy toe. It's good.
And again, we take shots at Mark, little jokes about this situation. If Mark ever came to us in private and he was just like, whatever, hey, can we dial that back? We would absolutely respect that. But the fact is,
I would call him a pussy and do it harder.
I was more bothered by the fact if it was happening often enough that it was derailing conversations we were having about other stuff. And like sometimes you guys do about me, I don't know, talking about frame rates. It's just like, guys, I get it. Yeah, I enjoy
or the fact that I would rather play on a console because I can play with a controller.
Yeah, see that
stupid PC.
I would honestly rather just play on my phone.
Oh God!
Quite frankly, I don't even consider you human.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm a cyborg, but as long as it's not getting in the way of us having normal interactions, then it's fine. If every so often you fire a cripple joke at me, if it's funny, I'll laugh at it. I'm not going to freak out and say that you guys are like oppressing me or something. I don't know. It bothers me when any disabled person is ultra sensitive about their disability. Like the better thing to do is to lean into it and be honest about what it is, how it affects your life, and be able to poke fun at yourself. Like just laugh at it because there are aspects of it that can be funny.
Yeah,
like anytime people says like, okay, yeah, I got to go cut my toenails, be like, yep, that takes me half the time.
Yeah, the same thing with people complaining about closed captioning. Same energy with that. But Courtney Craven went on to play victim and be like, I can't believe how much hate I'm receiving. Usually I'm normally good at withstanding pain, but not today. The trolls have won. Says all this bullshit they typically do. Then says this. In case you were worried, Assassin's Creed is the only game I want to ruin. I can't wait to also ruin Demon's Souls for you.
Oh my God.
Might be time for angry men to find a new hobby because this that you hate is the future of the video games industry. You're welcome.
See, that's it right there.
Nonsense easy modes being shoved into every game that's supposed to be challenging.
That's an SJW right there. They are not interested in these games. They're only interested in infecting their nonsensical disease into whatever is popular. That's all they live for. Yeah.
I like this comment too. Also, why do people keep sending me screenshots of my profile picture? I know what I look like. I don't understand what that's supposed to do.
Could you imagine the shit they're sending to him? Like, there's a picture of him. It's like, what the fuck is this? Or what happened to you?
Yeah. Here you go. I never realized how powerful I was until today. I single-handedly forced a whole company to change their game with one tweet. Next, I'm going to take the presidency. I won, not Biden. Then I'm going to make Call of Duty and Dark Souls actually fun, all with tweets.
I will give that to him. If I could make like a company just completely cater to me with only one tweet, I would flaunt the fuck out of that.
Yeah, I mean, this is what they do. I mean, it's outrage just to try and get things that you're not interested in.
Oh my God, what is that?
It's a dog, Lethal.
What I saw there is
no, the one on the left.
Times and then gave up. This person just wants to be able to play Dark Souls without dying.
Now Mark's like really pissed off because they're going after Dark Souls. Yeah, look at him. He's like, listen, I don't think these disabled people should be using this as a crutch. No offense. Blah, 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 blah. And then and then he's like, oh, fuck their ass. Fuck them, Demon Souls.
I'll eat your ass. I'll eat your ass.
No, like, I mean, the From Software games in general, like Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Sekiro, the difficulty and the fact that that difficulty is the only one that you can select, that there isn't an easy mode, there isn't an assist mode, is fundamental to the genre of those games. The analogy I'll often use is, it would be like you say, oh man, Forza Horizon should add guns because I only like playing games with shooting. To me, that's the exact same thing as saying Dark Souls should add an easy mode because I don't like playing difficult games. It's like, okay, then don't play Forza Horizon if you don't want to play a racing game. Like, there are games where you have guns on your car, but Forza Horizon isn't one of them. Just like there are action games with easy modes, but Dark Souls isn't one of them. If you want to play that game, you have to like actually learn how to play the game, and I'll say the meme, get good. It's the point.
Well, look, this is what happens when I see companies pander to people like this. This is what I do.
Listen, this is a very serious.
I want to ask him. You just said it. Hollywood's telling us this is the only discussion.
That's hilarious.
He's the GOAT, dude. He really is.
He's just wandering around with a bullhorn in Washington, D.C. right now.
Can you imagine just hanging out with him for a day?
It'd be awesome.
So bad.
I'd get some of that super male vitality off of him too if Alex hooked me up, so I can get that before and after look. You know, everybody wants that Alex Jones before and after. There's such a big difference there. It truly is incredible. Got a couple super chats. Common Sense America for $4.99. A game that needs its graphics updates is Crimson Skies from the original Xbox.
I would actually be interested to see how that runs on the Series X.
It'd be interesting. Blue-Eyed Scorpio for $4.99. I've been avoiding the Ryan Johnson lookalike thing for a while. I troll, but I try to not be cruel. Well, thank you. Thank you, Blue-Eyed Scorpio. I'll keep up my Alex Jones then. Geeky Pixie for $2. Courtney, your hand is not your girlfriend. Oof. Maybe it was her hand that was melted in a tragic smelting accident. Nico Blue for $5. Play on PC. Don't be a beta, and you should grow a beard, Jeremy.
Nah.
The PC playing really does help the beard come in.
Everybody want, like, the more you ask me to do something, the less less interested I become. So basically everybody has one that I'm surrounded with at this point, and that makes me not want one.
I shaved.
I do not follow the crowd ever.
I think
one reason why I never drank. It's one reason I never drank. But I was like, Jeremy, everybody drinks, you should too. That's the number one reason why I probably won't ever.
Still need to accept my Ghost Runner challenge. That will be the decider between mouse, keyboard, and controller. If you can beat Ghost Runner with a controller, I'll admit the controllers are as good.
I can't play Mario Kart with a keyboard.
That has nothing to do with my challenge.
It has everything to do with it.
I think, according to Christy, says she's met Alex Jones. I think that's what this means. That's pretty cool. Did he just fucking scream at you? Evidently not, if he's not, as most people think he is. Biggles Mets for $2. We love making fun of your missing leg with a heart.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I think he's talking about
leg specifically.
Oh, I do actually have the high tech one too. It's quite nice.
Nice.
What did they do with your real leg?
I don't know. I've actually been asked that question quite a few times. I have no idea. I'm assuming incinerated it.
You should, oh man.
Yeah, I guess they're not just gonna throw it in a dumpster. It'll smell. That is weird.
You should be
one time, like a 5-year-old girl asked me if my leg's in heaven, and it almost made me cry. I was like, oh, I don't know, little girl. I hope
fucking gay.
Were you just thinking of all the sins that leg had committed?
I would have asked to. I would have asked to keep the leg in like a jar.
I don't think I have a jar big enough. Common Sense America for $5. Downloading both Titanfall games now. Let's see if the hype is true. Jeremy, once downloaded.
It's only a fact. It's the fact. Fact is, Titanfall 2 is an amazing game. The campaign is awesome. The multiplayer is fantastic, even though there's only about 12 people playing it right now. Titanfall 2 will not disappoint at all. Mark has a
Alright.
full review. Mark has a full review for it.
Titanfall 2, yes, it's on the Gaming with Geeks channel, but you should be able to access it as a playlist through my channel on my Geeks and Gamers. Whoa, I've been given a dog. Geeks and Gamers videos playlist on my channel.
Ryan for $5 says Courtney Craven is just jealous she's not Katrina Craven. Lethal, does that mean anything to you?
No.
Pretty sure that's a porn star, if I had to guess.
Oh.
Let me know if I'm right, Ryan. Dimogenai for $5 was born with German measles. I have issues that I never mention. Therefore, when I hear things about ableism, it really pisses me off. Well, thank you, Dimogenai. I don't even know what German measles are. That's very, very crazy. Black
Measles
feet
from Germany.
Yeah, they just shout 9 all the time and get really
I think it's
annoying.
Rubella.
Black Phoenix for $5. SJ Weenies are selfish and suck at video games. Let me find out I'm playing with SJWs and I'm targeting them no matter what. just grief SJWs in games, I suppose. There it is. I am right. I am right about Katrina Craven, evidently. So, all right. Now, I think that about wraps it up for us. Mark, did you have anything else you wanted to talk about today specifically? You're never a loss for words.
I guess we could say that. Oh God, Harley is barking. The Ubisoft hostage situation was a hoax.
It wasn't real. I don't think it was a hoax. It was just a
Or
false
like
alarm.
a fake call. Yeah.
It was a false alarm. They got reports of an armed robbery in the area and just told everyone on that block to shelter in place. They ended up going up to the roof. Some random people started reporting this hostage, and it spread like wildfire.
The funny thing from my perspective though is I was still at the clinic and I work at a military clinic, and it was on CBC News and it just said hostage situation in Montreal, and then my sergeant's just like, oh man, hostage situation in Montreal. I was like, oh yeah, it's at Ubisoft. He's like, what? I was like, I actually know about this through gaming Twitter. Nothing at all to do with like my job is like being in the Canadian military, knowing about a hostage situation in a Canadian city. It's like, no, just because I follow video games.
Nice.
It's only funny because it was a false alarm. No one knows.
Well, yeah, I was getting ready for this is what happens when gamers harass developers. That's what I was waiting for with this whole fucking nonsense.
Yeah,
So,
he was.
I was looking forward to making a video about it. Ross Gecko for $5. Jeremy, absolutely loving your personal political channel. How does Trump continue his conquest without holding the presidency?
Conquest.
Hey, that's actually what he's doing. I'll probably make a video on this later, but I mean, Trump is just proving that, and his followers and supporters are proving that the power is with the people. Like you can see what's going on in Washington D.C. right now. So Trump will continue to change the game no matter what happens. But I mean, I got a lot more to say on it. I'll save that for a D-Day Cobra. So if you guys want to go subscribe, I will have more to say. But thank you. I know everybody's loving the personal channel, so I appreciate that.
There you go. Absolutely. Follow D-Day Cobra. Geeky Pixie for $5. I laugh at all the people yelling Dark Souls 3 is so hard when it's the easiest of all the Souls series. I do love one-shotting invaders parry build masterclass.
I think Bloodborne's easier than Dark Souls 3.
What does Darkside Phil think?
I don't know. he thinks he needs money for his house.
It's funny you say that because I'm on my phone and I'm on YouTube and I just typed in Wings of Redemption Cold War to see what's been happening.
That's
like a
interesting. That's the most exciting thing for some people when a new Call of Duty game comes out is the new Wings Spurgs. So, but what have we all been playing this week that we haven't talked about?
I'm sharing my screen.
Oh, is this Nintendo news? God damn it.
Yes.
I thought I'd get away from it.
That's okay, stall.
Look at there. Switch sold more units in Q3 2020 than any platform since the DS in Q3 of 2009. That is fucking insane. This system has been out for years, and it is just continuing to obliterate sales records. So it'll be interesting to see how that, how the Switch performs now that, PlayStation 5 and Xbox is out. So we'll see, but those are insane numbers. I mean, because the DS was putting up stupid numbers, and the DS is one of the best. It's like I think it's number 2 to the PS2 all time. For a console, handheld console. But the Switch is just absolutely dominating, and I'm very, very happy about that. Mario Kart's moving in on 30 million units sold now, which a lot of that is packed in. But the fact that Mario Kart 8 is still dominating, it's always on the top 10 list. It's not even an original title for the fucking Switch. So yeah, very happy that Nintendo continues to kill it. So good stuff.
PS5 controller showed up.
Oh shit, look at there.
X-Ray Girl went to go get it for me.
Nice.
She's wonderful. Thank you, honey.
No, it's mine now.
Yeah, okay, it's hers.
How does it feel?
Triggers feel actually really nice. Honey, I need to hold on to it for a second. I'm actually being asked questions. She's like reaching over, just like
hey, listen, X-Ray Girl is terrifying. That stream, the girls stream for premium content where they were carving pumpkins and X-Ray Girl's sitting there with a hat and sunglasses and a knife carving the pumpkin. It's one of the most terrifying things I've ever seen.
She still won't do a full face reveal, so she disguises herself whenever she's on cam.
No, it's terrifying.
Yeah, it does feel quite good though. I mean, I'd have to like try it in a game to actually say for sure, but I do like the triggers have like a decent amount of pushback, I guess. Yeah.
They should. That's like part of what they're doing. So you're supposed to get you're supposed to be able to feel a lot closer and more immersed in the game just with this controller. So it'll be interesting to see if
they're USB-C. So if you have nice cables for your PS4 controllers, guess what? You got to buy new ones.
Yeah, they did that with the last one too for PS3 to PS4. I remember because I had a fucking real long ass one and they changed it. So, but I have a bunch of USB-C shit already because I have an Android phone. So there it is. Krista Joe for $4.99. Jeremy, you claim to be the one-take king, but Anna, that Star Wars girl, is the queen. You should take lessons from her. Great show, guys.
Yeah, I mean Anna's great at what she does. So she definitely does the one take, and sometimes she'll have like a 30 or 45-minute video on these one takes. I can't do that. So
Ace Fury for $5. Jeremy, they're supposedly coming out with a Switch Pro in 2021, supposed to do 4K.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard those rumors. I mean, me personally, doesn't matter to me if it's 4K or not. I'm very happy with the Switch. I'm happy with the like Mario Kart 8 looks fantastic. Is it 60 frames right per second, Mark?
Mario Kart?
Yeah, 8.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
And I mean, really smooth gameplay and everything. But yeah, I mean, it's cool if they take things to the next level. That's fine. I'm very, very happy with the Switch and everything that they've been providing. I would just want them to. I'm really interested in this next Metroid Prime title and some of the other decisions they're going to make. They need to fix their fucking online though. Good Lord, it's just shit.
It's the worst thing ever.
Is a really, really solid looking Photoshop logo.
Yeah, I like Switch Pro. I guess that'd be cool. Like they're still selling like hotcakes, just like Jeremy said. So it'll be interesting if they do in 2021 release a Switch Pro, or maybe wait. I guess if they did like winter of 2021, a full year since PS5 and Xbox released their consoles, but they're not really competing with them anyway. Honestly, they're fucking doing their own thing. So,
yep.
What have you guys been playing this week? We'll start with
Call of Duty. No, Call of Duty. Before he says it, I wanted to say it. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. I've been playing with Lethal. He's been carrying our team. The only time he couldn't carry us when Mark had a 0.14 KD, which is fucking trash.
Okay.
And
forget the time I clutch one in the elimination mode and kill the whole enemy team. That's fine.
I did play some Titanfall 2 earlier this week too, because I love Titanfall 2.
What do you play, Lethal?
Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War.
Yeah, there it is.
I love how he said that.
So, yeah. What about you, Mark? What have you been playing?
I finished Call of Duty Black Ops 1, played a good chunk of Black Ops 2, a couple hours of Proteus, which is amazing, by the way. I really recommend everyone play Proteus. It's on Steam and GOG Early Access. It's like $30 and it's amazing. And I'm pretty much finished up with the campaign for Black Ops Cold War. I'm hoping to finish the last few missions in that by tonight, maybe fire it up on a harder difficulty and see what veterans like on it or realism. And and then have my review written by the end of tomorrow and hopefully edited by the end of next week. So hopefully my Black Ops video will be done by next week, but we'll see.
There you go. We have a super chat from Cade for $5. Jeremy, what happened to G&G Live?
Well, I mean, for most of these channels now, like with Park Hop and Sports Wars, we have the memberships implemented. We need to kind of probably go ahead and fully implement that here on the main channel as well. So once the stream is over, it goes to be available for members. And then with GNG Live, I do have plans for that channel. I'm not ready to make any decisions yet, but it may take a while to get those decisions fully realized. But we do have plans for that channel. I'll probably make some changes to that channel down the road. A lot of it ties into the app, and we are continuing to negotiate with different developers on this Geeks and Gamers app. It's going to take some time. It's going to take some money, a lot of money, but we're trying to make an informed decision. So all that ties back into the website and the premium content, and I want to try to get communication better with the premium subscribers on the website. So we just have a lot of moving parts, and Geeks and Gamers Live will definitely be something we will be addressing down the road.
There you go. There's your answer, Cade. Thank you for the super chat. And I have been playing, and speaking of that, Russian Bob becomes a member. Thank you very much, Russian Bob. We appreciate that. As far as what I've been playing this week, I guess Call of Duty Black Ops, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I played a little more Minecraft this week too, and I guess Mario Kart, whatever the fuck. So I don't know what I'm going to be playing this week, other than obviously we'll be pushing Cold War, and I'm going to try to get more into Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I really want to see how that looks on next gen, honestly. Probably should have bought it on my PC, like Mark says, but again, couldn't find my controller to use for it.
Apparently, the PC version of Valhalla does have some issues, though. G-Man was saying that it runs a lot better on Series X than it does in the current state on PC.
Yeah, I've heard that it was dropping down to like 40 FPS or something on PC. So
yeah, it's just optimization issues. They'll probably patch it up, but it's the problem with Ubisoft. They often do lazy PC ports at launch.
Yeah, well, nobody likes to play things on PC. So, but with that being said, we do appreciate all of you guys being here today. A lot of support in the chat, a lot of super chats, a lot of likes, and all that stuff. You guys are fucking awesome.
We maybe no guarantees. We're trying to see if we can line up a stream for here on the main channel playing Black Ops Cold War a little bit later. We'll see if we can get all that worked out. It'll be later tonight. No promises, but just. If you want for notifications, obviously follow us on Twitter, at GeeksGamersCom or the Gaming with Geeks account, or you can follow us on Parler. I'm on Parler. Geeks and Gamers is on Parler, at D-Day Cobra, at Geeks and Gamers. Ryan's over there. Lethal's over there. Mark said no, he's not going to support it.
Canadians actually aren't allowed.
No, he's not. There's a Mark Cyborg over there, but they're all talking about, all they do is talk about the greatness of Nintendo and consoles. It's not Mark the Cyborg. I know for a fact it's not.
Jeremy just called all conservatives stupid.
What?
Yeah, take that, Jeremy. Parler is a threat to democracy. That's what CNN thinks. So CNN thinks that, I'm going to do the opposite. That's basically what my policy is.
We will try to get a Black Ops stream set up for tonight. We'll see.
That's right. All right, but thank you to Mark, Lethal, Jeremy, and everybody here. We appreciate you guys. We will talk to you later. Peace.
Hooroo.
Take it easy.